Welcome back, guys. Jonlar here with another episode of Thought Play, the series where I take topics suggested by you guys and talk about them while playing a variety of different games. Before I get into the actual topic of this video, I just want to point out what you may have already noticed. This is the first full video I am putting on my channel with my new intro, as well as the new outro will be at the end of this video. If you haven't seen them already, I put a lot of work into them, and I'm really happy with the way they turned out, so let me know what you think, because I put a lot of work into making them, getting them to a point where I like them enough to use them. So yeah, let me know what you think. And for this the actual Thought Play video here, I am playing Insurgency. Once again, I think I've played it in a previous episode, but this is just a cooperative single player with bots, and I'm going to be talking about some of the recent YouTube changes, some of the recent policy stuff with YouTube's policies and everything it's been just getting everyone to freak out a ton. On Twitter, you may have seen the hashtag YouTube is over party or whatever it was. I don't know, there's a ton of stuff about some recent things that have been happening with YouTube to different YouTubers and their channels, and I think there's been a lot of sort of misconceptions about it, some of which are not like totally ill-founded, but there's been some misconceptions, and I'm going to, if I remember, at least put a couple links down below to some videos that explain this topic much better than I will, because they have done more research and know more about it. I'm just sort of taking what I've learned from watching those videos and telling you. So the biggest thing here is the fact that YouTube did not change their policies super recently. I mean, they did recently, but the issues that are coming up now are not actually, most of them are not actually dealing with changes to the policies. They're dealing with, they're resulting from YouTube actually being better at alerting YouTubers when they are infringing upon some of these policies that they actually added a while back. So a while back they added some policies that, you know, that makes sense. They essentially, lots of advertisers don't want their ads being put on videos that are, well, just inappropriate, quote unquote, inappropriate, or take on opinions or views or something that the company does not necessarily want to be seen as supporting, such as, you know, harsh language, political opinions, that kind of stuff. A lot of these companies want to sort of preserve their, I don't know how to, their sort of innocence with all this. They don't want to be seen as supporting one side or another by paying, quote unquote, paying somebody to put these ads on their video that has these ideas. So that makes sense. It's the kind of thing, I mean, you've seen that kind of stuff on TV and stuff before. I mean, it's the kind of, it makes sense that these companies don't want to, that some companies wouldn't want to advertise on some types of videos. So what happens is when YouTube finds a video that does infringe upon these policies that they made for advertising here, they demonetize it. They stop it from actually making money. And obviously that's a big deal for people who make money off of doing YouTube. They make a living off of it, many of which, especially in the gaming side of things, or the, well, just in the gaming side of things, there's a lot of language in some of the bigger YouTubers, not all, and some sort of more offensive themes. And then there are a lot of other YouTubers that push more offensive topics, or even not even offensive topics, but topics that have different sides to them, opinions and stuff that not everybody agrees with. And there's a lot of that, so it was very concerning. But the thing is, nobody really realized that their videos were being demonetized. YouTube was doing this behind the scenes without really, it was very difficult to actually know when that was happening. And what happened recently is YouTube changed that so that they make it much easier for, well, they give a lot more notification to the content creators when their content is being demonetized for these reasons, much the way that copyright strikes work. They send you an email, they show it up on some of your account stuff, and they generally tell you more about what's going. I mean, they tell you when you cause these issues now, and you know, so all these things started popping up, and YouTubers started freaking out, thinking, "What is this? you know, what's going on, because all of a sudden I'm getting told that all these videos are no longer making money. And the thing is, YouTube had already been doing this behind our backs, or at least so we think. Or I shouldn't say we, so YouTubers that had these issues happening they thought, you know, they think that it had been happening, and I believe that it probably has, since those policies were in place. But at least now YouTube is telling us. But yeah, it's causing a lot of debate, and that's why going to some of these other videos and getting more information on some of that stuff could be helpful for you. But for me, personally, I like to try and keep my videos appropriate. I don't like taking, you know, making big opinionated, or well, some of them are very opinion, but not on topics like politics or anything like that. And so it doesn't really affect me, and even so, I don't make that much money off of my videos anyway, so it's not like it's that big a deal if my videos become demonetized. But for some bigger YouTubers it is, because even if a video is falsely marked, in the amount of time that they have now added, you know, an appeal system and everything, in the amount of time that the video is demonetized while the YouTuber is taking the time to appeal to that thing, if they don't believe the video is inappropriate for advertisers, in that time, they don't make any money. And when, you know, if the appeal gets accepted, I don't think that they make that money back, sadly. I mean, so it's a big loss, because that's usually going to be fairly recently after the video's released, and when it's getting most of its views that will make money. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it does cause some concern, or a lot of concern, for a lot of channels. The nice thing is, it's not as big of a concern for some of the bigger channels. A lot of people are worried about, you know, the bigger channels like PewDiePie and just people like that have their channels generally sort of sit on this uneven ground. But the thing is, those YouTubers get enough views that there are companies that are willing to say, you know what, we like what you're doing, we support it, we don't care, we're willing to advertise on your channel. It's more of an issue for the medium-sized channels that aren't quite big enough for advertisers to do that, but also push some of these policies. They push them a little too far, and it causes issues with them, because they aren't going to be able to make the same kind of money. And yeah, there's a lot of concern going on around that. And yeah, that's the sort of the basis from this, at least what I have seen, or what I know about this. That's kind of what's going on. So yeah, like I said, I will try to remember to put some links to videos down below about more about this topic for those of you who are interested. I know you're just watching a static image at this point, but whatever, we're just going to get it out of the way. I think I'm done, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the new policy changes, and I will see you guys next time.
Shut up, John.